In this video, we're going to take a look at the behind the scenes action with Angular. Now, when we run the Angular application, you're probably wondered, well, how is it loaded? I mean, what happens in the background? How does it get started? So when the Angular app is first loaded, it starts with the index.html file. And then you see this tag here, app root. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's not a normal HTML tag. And that's fine. This is really a custom tag that's used by Angular. And what will happen is that it'll actually replace this tag or selector with the template of the given component. And you can kind of think of this as like an include. So it's going to include some content at this given location. So then you're probably wondering, well, where's the app root defined? Well, it's defined in a component. So note here, we have this file and we have an at component. So in the Angular world, this is called a decorator. It's very similar to an annotation in the Java world. So we have at component, and then one of the attributes for this at component is selector. So that's the actual name of that tag or custom tag that Angular recognizes. And you could give any name here as long as you're consistent between the two files. So this selector app root, then what content will it use? Well, it'll actually use the content here at this template URL. So this template URL points to a file app.component.html. So that's the content that it's going to include at that given location. And then also notice we have the double curly brace with a given property. So basically here, it's actually going to read this property from the TypeScript class or from that related component and include it here as rendered output. So when you see this page in a web browser, then it's going to say my first Angular project app is running, yes, yes, success, based on what we have here in the component.html and also the property that it reads from the actual component class. So this is kind of the big picture here on how things work together. Now there's a lot of other moving parts in the background, but this is just a high level of how this process works. Alrighty, so in the next video, we'll actually move into our source code and we'll explore this a bit further.